Every criminal thinks they are smooth, but they eventually slip.
Think he's putting black women against each other because it's like I'm on this side, you're on this side. Like, do you think that's true?
I think it's more of, when I think about it, I think it's more of them wanting to be against us because we don't care if they support Darius. You want to support him, that's fine. That is your right to do so. But you also have to keep in mind if they stop supporting him, he wouldn't be able to do what he does. So I don't feel like I think they have a beef with us. So I guess in some sense we are pitted against each other because it's us trying to wake them up to get them to see. And it's like we're trying to protect Black women or people in general. And it's so much pushback about it. So yeah, we have been pitted against each other. We definitely have been. Since Angela Davis, started sharing the information. So since the summer of last year, it's just been this ongoing battle between Black woman against Black woman.
Let us get up. Let us speak up. Oh, so we can be heard. Oh, so we can be heard.
3, 2, 1.
Disclaimer: all topics in this video are alleged and allegedly, and they are strictly for entertainment purposes only.
Let's do it. Dom, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Long way home, the intro. I love it.
Let's do it. Hey,
Chopping it up with you like veggies in a food processor for Thanksgiving dressing.
let's do it. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's do
Okay,
it.
we better be ready with that introduction.
Yeah, that was great. Jay's on point. Y'all interviews better be on point because Jay know what he's doing.
Take note.
Let's go. Hey, let's do it.
Jay Evans, I do watch you. When you doing your post about me, great job.
If you are not one of my apple pies, those are my subscribers. You better go ahead and subscribe. It's a billion, jillion, cajillion people here on YouTube, baby. You might not come across me again. Set your notifications to all. That way you'll get alerts when I upload a new video. Feel free to like, comment below, and share. Be sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Click in this video descriptions. The links are at the bottom. Or click on my channel tabs. At the About tab, click the links below. Now, let's talk about it. As of the publishing date listed on this video, Darius Williams, also professionally known as Darius Cooks, has not been charged or convicted of any crimes. All participants in this docuseries have willingly agreed to participate and share their story, as well as answer questions pertaining to Darius Cooks Williams. All allegations are alleged. In the previous 3 episodes, we got to hear from Palmer, Darius Cooks' former baker. If you missed those episodes, click in the description or go to the playlist. Now it's time for Sharon's solo episode. On this episode, you get to witness the effects of being doxxed by Darius. Also, you get to hear from Sharon and know why she's fighting so hard for this cause. So without further ado, let's get to know Sharon and why this cause is important to her.
Hey, it's me, Jay Evans, with my special guest today, Sharon, better known as CJ. And I decided to reach out to her to talk to her about an important matter that's going on. And she was willing to let me interview her. Thank you so much, CJ, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And there's a big thing now where the cook, Darius Williams, but he's known as Darius Cook, has been making a lot of waves. He's made videos of him doxing people. And for people who don't know, doxing is sort of bullying people, putting their information out there, whether it's pictures of them and their children, their phone number, their address. This is something that's been going on. And a lot of people are his followers and his supporters, the beehive, as he calls them. But I wanted to bring awareness to different points and different perspectives. CJ, when I say the name Darius Cooks, what's the first word that comes to your mind?
Grifter.
Do you think a professional cook or a chef would handle business like this?
Nobody that values their name or their brand would handle business the way that Darius chooses to handle business. Nobody that cares about their reputation would handle business the way that Darius chooses to handle business. So I can only assume that he is not a true professional or a true businessman in the way that he chooses to handle his customers, his loyal customers, his fan base, his supporters in a manner so reckless as this.
Now, on his Instagram account, which has over 600,000 followers, on May the 6th, he posted CJ's information and also tagged and edited her and said, cool. So this is what we have. Sharon, and also he said her last name, who goes by Chicks That Bake on Twitter, is a baker who started a hate group to deplatform me. It seems as though Sweet Pumpkin blocked me. She still watches every live stream. Oh, and she likes to reach out to Airbnb owners to tell them I'm hosting a dinner party after I already told them and they approve. She's not doing a great job of covering her tracks. Further, she joined Instagram in November of 21. The first attacks started coming at me during the summer of 2021. I wonder why a baker who has never been a customer of mine or purchased anything from me spends her days attempting to destroy me. And then he followed it with any guesses. So since he's posted this, have you or your family been harassed, been threatened? Have people emailed you, reached out to you on your social media platforms?
Yes. I had people in my Facebook DMs. People were all over Twitter. I didn't get anything on Instagram. So nobody bothered me on Instagram. I didn't get anything on Instagram. And I had locked that account down back in March. Because I knew it was coming. So I locked that down in March. So it was really just Facebook where I got maybe 10 messages. And out of those 10, 2 of them were like, hey, this is what he did. I don't know if you saw this, but just be careful. Just making you aware. The rest of them were just the usual, you miserable, get a life, blah, blah, blah. And a couple of them came from some men. So that's how crazy these people are. Yes, a couple of them came from some men. And that really, I can't even say that it shocked me, but it did to a certain extent. But it wasn't to be, I wasn't surprised. Like, I wasn't.
But you haven't had anyone call you or anything?
No, nobody has called me. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought that was going to be next. But I think to some extent they have learned their lesson on where that gets them. So they kind of shied away from that. So yeah, I didn't really get that. It was just the DMs and on Twitter. It was real bad on Twitter.
Now, are you attempting to destroy Mr. Cooks? He says that you're attempting to destroy him.
Mr. Cooks is doing a good job of that himself. I don't have any hand in that. He has done that all by himself with his lives, his poor customer service, his poor business practices. We don't really have to do much for spread awareness. He is burying himself on a daily basis. No, I'm not. I did create the platform group. There are 2 of them. It is not a hate group. It is a group that I created to bring awareness because he had majority of Facebook and Instagram locked down. The only thing we really had was Twitter, where there was awareness. There was nothing on Facebook, and there really isn't anything on Instagram too much. So I did start the group, but it was just for awareness, and over 3,000 people have joined both groups. So there are a lot of people in there that had no idea as to what he was doing, and it's a lot of former customers in there as well.
Have they been sharing like their experiences of not getting orders or going to the
Yes.
having the
Yes.
events canceled?
Yes, they have shared their experiences of what everybody pretty much has experienced with him. Blocked, no products received, no refunds received, or check it through USPS, or you order through Sezzle, I can't give you your money back. All of that's nonsense and all of this bull. It's the same thing time after time. This man knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for 10 plus years, 15 plus years. A leopard never changes his spots.
At all. Now, another person who has been vocal is Miss Melanie Ford.
Yes.
She's the one that he's into it with in court as far as the
Mhm.
restraining order and the whole thing. Now, I got to watch a clip of her, well, the whole interview of her on Roland Martin, the events that he has coming up there for 2023, his cooking events, right? She made a good point and said that he charges so far in advance that if you use a credit card or a debit card now, right, to pay for it, which you have to, by the time the new year rolls around, and if something happens and you want your money back, they're not going to give it to you because it's been paid a year ahead of time.
Exactly. And that's part of the scam. Anything can happen over the course of a year. Anything. I might not be able to I might be sick, death in the family. What if I've moved? It might be it could be anything. And you only have, I think it's 60 days with your credit card company to dispute it. So anything after that, you stuck. And he's not going to give you your money back. The most I've seen him do is offer tickets to another city, either for that year or maybe a year out. But that's it. Outside of that, he's not gonna reimburse you for that. You consider that a loss. You can chalk that up.
Out that he charges, he's making sure not to charge a certain amount so it won't fall into like a felony or a bigger category because it's under like $300 in some cases.
Yeah, I heard that too. There was I think it was with the Fresh Go scam he was doing where you could order groceries from him. He kept that under a certain amount so it wouldn't be considered a felony. I don't know what it's like for the dining with Darius. I don't know if that's why he keeps it under $300. But you have noticed that the prices went up. From this year, they were $215. Next year, they're $289.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be part of it. I didn't even think about that from that aspect. That's probably a good point. There's always something to what he does. He's very calculated in what he does. He has thought this out. And he knows what line he can push to without going over to get himself into that kind of trouble. So it probably is true.
Now, something else that he posted on his Instagram on May the 6th, when he posted your information, he also had a screenshot of an email that was from you.
Yes.
That said, "Hi, Sean, good morning. I'm reaching out because your home has been rented for the next few days by someone named Darius Williams. If he booked through Airbnb, then the reservation is under someone else's name as he has been banned from this app. He will be using your home for a large dinner party that will have over 30 people. Now, did you send that email to that person?"
I did. I reached out to the Airbnb owner, and that was information that Darius himself had provided. He had provided a picture of the house and the Airbnb owner's name. I guess in an attempt to thwart us from doing exactly what we did. It was kind of like he already knows, so there's no point in reaching out. So we did it anyway.
Now, I went to Airbnb because I had to look for myself, because some people might say, "Oh, CJ, why are you doing this?" They love to say you're hating on him, but I just feel like if it's his right, which doxing at this point is not illegal, and he can put people on blast, right?
Right.
As far as the Airbnb, their rules, that's a policy that they have that you did report. When I went to Airbnb, their policy, effective as of August 2020, prohibits gatherings of more than 16 people. All disruptive parties and events, even if it's under that amount, can be reported. You can go yourself and look on their site. Airbnb says until further notice, gatherings of more than 16 people, including both overnight guests and visitors, are not allowed regardless of host authorization.
Exactly.
So if it's his right to post and say this stuff, and you told a homeowner that owns this home, hey, there are more than 16 people, there are 30 people. In the events there's alcohol, you're supposed to have a liquor license for that and a food license. Do you think that you're hating on him or stopping, how some people might say, a black man from making his money?
You can call it what you want to call it. If you think I'm hating on him, then you can call it so much. But you have to think about it from this standpoint. What he's doing is against Airbnb rules. And he doesn't have a food handler's permit. And he doesn't have a liquor license. So you are you are serving alcohol to these people. They are leaving these events and they are driving home. You got to also think about, I can't remember the lady's name. Her name was, I think her name's Spunky Brewster on TikTok.
That used to work for him.
Yes, how she talked about that $10,000 Airbnb charge for those damages.
I signed up for this Airbnb to support you, but now that I'm leaving, I no longer want you to use the Airbnb because, again, my driver's license and everything is attached to it, and I'd hate for something to happen and I get blamed for it because your name is nowhere on this Airbnb. Imagine my surprise when less than a week later, I get an email saying, hey, you owe Airbnb $10,000 because you trashed this person's house. And when I told this chef person about this, it was like, well, do she have pictures of what I did? Because otherwise, if she can't prove it, then...
And then just in February, when he had the Dining with Darius in Rowlett, Texas, and messed up the homeowner's electrical system in the house and doxed them in the process. He had their phone number plastered all over. Those people were calling those people's phone, bothering them, harassing them. So this is a history. So no, I don't think it was hating. I sent a message of awareness. So he did with that what he wanted to. He didn't care. So, I mean, birds of a feather, right?
Yeah, and you wouldn't have knew the information if he wouldn't have put it out there.
I didn't go searching it. You gave it to me. I just sent a message. That's all I did. So, yeah.
Now, you did say that about the young lady that used to work for him, too. I had that she was told that by him, something happened, so he asked her to put the Airbnb in her name. When she quit working for him, that's when she got the notice from them that she had to pay $10,000 for him trashing the place. Now, his response to her was, did the person take pictures?
And when I told this chef person about this, it was like, well, do she have pictures of what I did? Because otherwise, if she can't prove it, then, bitch, this is under my name. $10,000.
Of course.
So, do you think he is a narcissist? Like, to me, when the whole Survivor R. Kelly thing happened, right? You have people still divided on the issue that say, oh, blame the parents. The parents shouldn't have turned them over. I just feel like even if the parents turned them over, you're a grown man. So it's up to you. So in that case, R. Kelly was singing about certain things, saying certain things, giving us clues. I feel like this man is giving us clues, but do you think he is a narcissist to the point where he can say, hey, I'm here for the drama of it? Do you think that he is caught up in himself?
He is definitely a narcissist. He is definitely caught up in himself. He does all of this for a show. It's Darius's show. This is all about Darius. This fake love that he shows to these people, these Black women. And you think back to when he first started with selling the cupcakes, and it's an email out there where he said Black women were not his target. He was not targeting Black women to sell his products to. No, he was looking for the upper white class women with the $300 strollers who stayed at home and had their husbands working, that could stroll around the neighborhood during the day with their kids picking them up from football. Those were the people that he was marketing for, because Black women and Black people didn't eat cupcakes. Sir, I eat cupcakes for breakfast. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So his core market target has now, that he had totally neglected, has now become his biggest supporters. So now it's all these, oh, I love you guys and you guys love me, these love bombs that they do to each other because they're very codependent. It's a really weird codependency that they have, the D Hive and Darius. It's like nothing I've ever seen. He's like the Black 2020 Jim Jones at this point. Like, he really is. It's
Now,
crazy.
you brought up the thing about him wanting to target white women with the cupcakes. Do you think if his customers were white women, the majority of them, how a lot of Black people are supporting him, do you think it would be this same issue, him doxing and not giving them their orders and different things like we're experiencing?
If his target audience of white women were his biggest supporters, Darius would have been shut down by the time the fifth white woman said, I didn't get something. He wouldn't have had nothing else to go off of. He wouldn't be on nobody's social media pushing and peddling anything. You know that just like I do.
Yes. Now, another thing, when Fox 5, the reporter Randy Travis, has really been covering him, they asked for a response about his F rating on the BBB site. If y'all don't believe us, y'all can go over there for yourself and see the complaints.
Yes.
He said, respectfully, I don't care. Now, I was reading another article where he kind of compared it to any business can get a bad rating on the BBB, right?
Right.
But it made me think, like, if I look at a store like Walmart, I like ordering offline for Walmart. I read the reviews for certain stuff because I don't want something, that's not going to work.
Right.
When I order from Target, or even if I go to the grocery store, I read complaints, I read reviews. But to me, the difference is what those places don't do. I've never seen any person's customers' information. They respond and put the credit card number. They put screenshots like of you, of your pages. Have you ever saw that? Maybe it's just me, but I've never seen that.
I have never seen a company, Walmart, Amazon, Target, Best Buy, I mean, we could keep it going, ever treat a customer that way, because who in their right mind would do that as a business professional? And he likes to compare himself to Walmart and Amazon in terms of customer service and customer complaints. But have you ever heard of Walmart or Target doing live customer service? Could you imagine if you had to wait for them to decide they wanted to get on the TV or get on the computer and listen to your concerns? They would have been out of business a long time ago. It's so laughable. It's so crazy that he gets away with this stuff. It's like almost living in a dream. Like, what are we watching here? How does this keep happening? It's the weirdest thing to me. Yeah.
So with that, because I see so many people with different opinions, some people don't know what to think. Some people, like you said, are for him no matter what. Some people are speaking out. But do you think, because the majority of his fans, from what I see, he does have, like you said, men, he does have us from the LBGT community, but I see more women. Do you think he's putting Black women against each other because it's like, I'm on this side, you're on this side? Like, do you think that's true?
I think it's more of, when I think about it, I think it's more of them wanting to be against us because we don't care if they support Darius. You want to support him, that's fine. That is your right to do so. But you also have to keep in mind if they stop supporting him, he wouldn't be able to do what he does. So I don't feel like I think they have a beef with us. So I guess in some sense we are pitted against each other because it's us trying to wake them up to get them to see. And it's like we're trying to protect Black women or people in general. And it's so much pushback about it. So yeah, we have been pitted against each other. We definitely have been. Since Angela Davis, started sharing the information. So since the summer of last year, it's just been this ongoing battle between Black woman against Black woman.
Now, what made you say, I'm going to take a stand on this, I'm going to speak out about this? Because some people are scared. People that have bought stuff. I was watching a clip where a young lady bought tickets to his events, and she was on there with her mom, and he canceled. She never got her money back, and she was still going to support him. What made you say, look, I'm going to join a part of this, I'm going to help? Like, what gave you the courage to do that? Because so many people are scared to even speak out.
When he posted the photos of Danielle and Don Von's kids, and it came through my feed from the Kitchenista. I saw it. So I was like, let me head on over to Twitter to see what's going on. And that's when I saw it. So I just went through the hashtag and I was just reading and to see how we got there. And they just happened to be from Detroit, and that's where I'm from. So it was like a Detroit thing. Like, well, I got to stand 10 toes down and represent because these are Detroit people. And that's just kind of how it started. And I started tweeting after that. I've never bought anything from Darius, would never buy anything from Darius. And I used to follow Darius at one point. I used to find him entertaining. So this whole narrative that I hate him and I'm trying to destroy him, that's not true. But he could have had all of us as his biggest supporters, and he chose to go a different direction with it. And it just makes absolutely no sense as a Black man that is obviously very charismatic. He has potential. So it's just like, why are you choosing to do things this way to hurt people? It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't.
Now, if he turned it around, like you said, how he goes live and tries to address the orders and the situations. So let's just say if he responded to the BBB complaints, that he hasn't responded to any, but if he went through there, responded, and started doing a better practice, would you follow him again or be like, hey, I'm going to give him another chance?
Absolutely not. There is no chance, no way no. There is no, what could possibly be the redemption from this? How would he be able to redeem himself? How do you come back from everything that's been done? All of the people that you've blocked, all the people, those investors that you took money from, or I don't even want to say allegedly, because we know it happened, but the investors that you took money from, the failed businesses, your employees that you never paid, just, it's so much stuff. And you have harmed so many people. I don't know how you come back from that. I don't think there's any redeeming that. I don't think he cares about redemption. I don't think he thinks he's done anything wrong.
Yes. Now, you did mention the businesses. He did have 3 restaurants that closed: Soul Crab in Atlanta, Soul Crab in Chicago, and Greens and Gravy in Atlanta. Now, they said that all 3 of these closed after he got in trouble for his illegal credit repair service in Georgia, and he had to pay a settlement of over $145,000. Do you think that eventually Darius Cooks is going to fall down and everything is going to come apart at some point?
Yes, I really do. And I think he's playing a very dangerous game with the U.S. Postal Service, with creating those labels, but not shipping out a product. And the USPS service is saying, okay, we see the label, but we never got the product. I don't know what it'll be as a result of. I don't know if it'll just be because he stops, or if he gets caught in some mess at some maybe federal level. I don't know. I have no idea, but all good things come to an end.
Now, do you plan on, even if, let's just say, how sometimes it takes a while for justice to happen, do you still plan on using your platforms to help people and to get the word out, even if it takes a year or 2 or 3? Would you still be willing to stay in it that long to help the cause?
I'm not stopping until he stopped. That's it. I'm in this for the long haul. I went to Auntie Mel's court case back on the 17th. I'm going to the next one, and I will keep on going. I'm going to keep going, just like the Energizer Bunny. I am not going to stop. This man does not deserve to be on anybody's platform at all.
Now, do you think because he is a cook, some people do not understand? I can say I'm a cook, you can say you're a cook. We can get books, we can get all that. But do you think if he was a professional chef that went to culinary school, that took some kind of classes, that he would be more professional?
Maybe to some degree. But I think that's a character thing. And you can be taught how to cook and be a chef, but that natural instinct to be a decent person is what's missing from him. So I don't think that one thing necessarily has to do with the other. I think he's just this way because he's this way.
Now, you said you went to the court appearance.
Yeah.
I saw her, again, the interview with Roland Martin, where she said initially he didn't even show up. And her attorney was able to pull him up online on a live arguing with Andrew Caldwell.
Yes.
So if somebody was seriously like harassing you, I would think you would show up to the initial court and you wouldn't be online arguing with somebody. These are like tactics. I don't really understand if the people that follow him, and I'm not trying to sway them from following him, but I don't think they understand if you do all this and cause all this drama and don't show up in court, you're not serious.
Exactly. And I think it was more of well, his initial thing was that Auntie Mel hadn't been served. So that's why he said he didn't go. Actually, he said the court called him and told him not to come. I didn't know courts did that, but he said the courts called him and told him not to come to court while he was arguing on live with Andrew Caldwell. But I feel like he got pressured into filing that TPO and that, or TRO, however it's called, because he put that narrative out there that she was stalking him. Those were his words. And then you could see the comments start to flood like, oh my God, that's so scary. You should get a restraining order. You should get a restraining order. So he decided, okay, let me take this a step further. Let me get some clicks and views off of this. Let me take this a little step further. Let me go ahead and get this. And let me go ahead and put this in motion. And now he can't stop it because Auntie Mel's not going to stop. So now he has to contend with that. And this is the bed that he made, so lay in it.
Okay. Now, if anybody wants to help you with the cause or be a part, where can they follow you on your social media platforms?
You can find me on Twitter at Chick That Bakes on Twitter. You can search the hashtag. It's a lot of us out there that tweet daily. You can find all of us out there and just find the information. If you just look at it, if you go to my bio on my Twitter, it's called Exposing Crooks. It's a crooks card that Angry Brats on Twitter made. And it's compiled of everything that we have, videos from Roland Martin, Randy Travis's segments, and just all types of information where you can find anything you want to find out about Darius. So it's worth a look. Even if you think you know, I'm pretty sure it's something in there that you don't know.
Okay, so y'all be sure to follow Sharon at Chick That Bakes She has really good content. It's a lot of things that I got to see that gave me some knowledge, insight. My last question: if Darius was watching this, or if he gets to see it, he could be now. But what would you say to him?
We already know that Darius is watching. He watches everything. We already know that. So I just say, I'll see you in June, sir.
Let us get up. Let us speak up. Oh, so we can be heard. Oh, so we can be heard.
Be sure to tune in for the next episode, and if you need to get caught up, click in that description, or again, go to the playlist. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Let's roll. Let's do it. Let's move. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it.